We have some breaking news for XRP ETFs to go live within the next 24 to 48 hours. So make sure you're prepared, guys, and don't let the market manipulation trick you to selling your positions, but instead look for dips to double down on your XRP bags. Remember, as always, though, never financial advice, just trying to put you guys on the plays that I'm in. If you're new around here, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and also consider subscribing to the channel. Guys, the market is pulling back today after having two really solid green days. Sunday, after news came out regarding the US shutdown coming to an end, but also all the bullish sentiment and reversals saying that potentially 2026 is going to be a continued decoupled bull run instead of the 4-year cycle theory playing on. But when we look at overall market conditions, we're seeing XRP still above $2.40 at 242, down about 4.5% on the day. Look at the weekly candles, though. We're still significantly up, even BTC 2%, ETH about 2.5%, but XRP outpacing the other top 10 cryptocurrencies aside from Doge. But let's go ahead and dive into the news. So this is from Eleanor Terrett. She's actually a journalist and host for Crypto America, former cover of Fox Business. And the most important thing here is what's happening with Canary Funds. So Canary Funds has filed its Form 8A. This is the final step before it goes effective at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, once the NASDAQ certifies the listing. When that happens, the last hurdle is cleared and the first XRP spot ETF will be set to launch Thursday at market open. Meaning, guys, today is Tuesday, November 11th. You have Wednesday and then Thursday, the 13th, is when the XRP ETF will begin trading at market. So remember, you buying before the ETF approval is front running big institutional investors, big time whales that are going to potentially start flocking in to XRP pending market condition. And of course, BTC being the mother of crypto, it's price action. But now we're seeing this could be potentially close the gap to seeing a $10 or double digit XRP token. So quick update for my portfolio at iTrust Capital, $2.43, 13.1K is my current holding now, down about $558 in the last 24 hours and still down about 21% since I've transferred funds to it. If you want a free $100 with iTrust Capital, links down in the description below. Institutional XRP ETF boom looms as DTCC adds 5 listings. Analysts map the $10 path, so don't take my word for it. Momentum for institutional adoption for XRP has surged as Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation added 5 XRP exchange traded funds, which actually is 11 if you look at the overall listings as of today, marking a key pre-launch milestone. The listing includes products like Bitwise, Franklin Templeton, 21 Shares, Canary Capital, and of course CoinShares, all for which are categorized as active and in the pre-launch stage. While the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has yet to give the final approval, analysts view DTCC listing as a strong operational signal. The same process preceded the debut of Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs earlier this year. Market participants now expect the first XRP ETFs to go live by mid or late November. But now that we saw the post from Eleanor Terrett, we're looking at Thursday market open potentially is the soonest we'll see these ETFs. Canary Capital CEO Stephen McGlurk hinted on X that their XRPC ETF could launch next week, echoing the firm's rapid rollout of Litecoin and Hedera ETFs. Meanwhile, Franklin Templeton and 21 Shares have filed the final amendments with the SEC, triggering the 20-day countdown that could see the trading begin imminently. I'm going to keep echoing that front-running institutional investors is one of the ways to make big money. Remember, in the traditional stock market, if you want to get in on a stock, if you want to get in on something, you're going to buy after it IPOs and becomes a public offering. Right now, with crypto, we're seeing for the first time ever being able to front-run all of these institutional investors and get in on certain things before big money hoards it and buys it up. Previous all-time high of $3.68 for XRP. I think we're going to see a lot higher. And in this exact scenario, we could potentially see even a $10 surge over the next month to a month and a half. Amid the ETF momentum, XRP trades at $2.47, up 8% in the last 24 hours, despite a 25 correction from October highs of 309. Analysts see current levels as a setup phase before a potential breakout. Ali Martinez and Crypto Lika, two prominent market analysts, both forecast a rally towards $10, citing bullish technical structures and ETF-driven inflows as catalysts. Martinez identified a rectangle range between $1.90 and $3.38, arguing that the final retest near $1.90 could precede an explosive upward leg. On the other hand, Cryptolika's four-phase market model places XRP in its final phase 4 advance, the stage historically associated with parabolic rallies. So technical charts also tightening, boiling bands, RSI near 47, which still puts it at a buy signal, and also the MACD is currently at a bullish crossover, hinting the momentum may be shifting in favor of buyers. Institutional flows could redefine XRP's market dynamic. So if institutional demand meets technical breakout signals, the $10 target may shift from speculative optimism. Hear it once and hear it twice, hear it 3 times from me. If institutional demands meets the technical breakout signals, the $10 mark may shift from speculative optimism to near-term probability, setting the stage for XRP's most significant bull phase since 2018's rally. So guys, hear me out and hear it close. The market is struggling. We understand that it's been slouching. Bitcoin is still holding above its 50-day EMA or 50-day moving average, right? The exponential moving average. If we take it over to crypto currently, he does a better job than I do, right? Because I kind of consider myself as a crypto reporter, someone who talks about news, who talks about sentiment, who talks about the things that he's bullish on. But what we need to pay attention to here is what the technicals tell us for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's trajectory is what will push XRP to new all-time highs. It's not just the ETFs by themselves. Strong market conditions with bullish news and bullish catalysts coupled together is what creates parabolic rises and things like double-digit or triple-digit green days in the coming days or weeks. BTC had a range breakdown last week. This is a clear sign of weakness. The good news is that we are still holding the 50-day moving average as support. As long as the 50-week moving average holds, I expect us to head higher. So you could see that breakdown that occurred from the potential double top that happened over in the beginning of October 6th precisely. And then we saw a trickle down. Let me make my screen a little smaller so you guys can see more clear. So right now, the idea here for the remainder of this year going into Q1 of 2026 is we found support. We start seeing, hopefully, this pivot with the quantitative tightening coming in from the Federal Reserve. In addition to QT ending, we also want to see more rate cuts that will flood consumer spending, investor spending, and just bring on the liquidity. $2,000 stimulus checks proposed by Donald Trump for the non-high income earners will also be fuel to the fire to add on more liquidity to this market. So the idea will be here, hopefully hold above the 50-week moving average. And from there, we find support and break into new all-time highs before year end. So if we could see Bitcoin go back and reclaim 120 to 125K, hopefully going on a strong rally thereafter, and coupled with different things that the Trump administration is doing, Eric Trump's statements that he's putting on a public level saying crypto still has $200,000 Bitcoin on the table before year end. All of these different things could hopefully get us to break to a new all-time high. And of course, with everything happening with XRP and then the new wave of retail demand, remember, the most attractive cryptocurrency amongst the top 5 right now isn't BNB at 974, isn't Ethereum at 3,400, isn't Bitcoin at 103K. It's this beauty right here, ticker symbol XRP, sitting at $2.42. It just becomes more attractive when you can hold multiple coins instead of fractional shares if you only have a few $100s to spend. So again, I appreciate your guys' support as always. I'm excited for what the next leg could potentially look like. If you're supportive of the channel, supportive of the content, consider using the link down below. It helps the channel because everybody that signs up with my link, there is a kickback that I get through iTrust Capital's partnership where you can buy and sell crypto. I use it myself. You guys know I'm very transparent about that, but I have teamed up with them, giving you a $100 funding bonus. Learn how their premium custody account or PCA and tax advantage crypto IRAs can help you with your financial future. do your research, do your due diligence. It is SEC compliant here in the States. And that's all I had for you today. So until next time, as always, everybody, keep investing. Peace.